Hi students, today we are going to discuss about Topper IIT NEET Foundation. In that we are going to deal about ninth class biology. In the ninth class biology, what is the first lesson? Food resources and animals. In the food resources and animals, we are already discussed so many topics. In that the important topics we are already discussed are mixed farming, what is meant by mixed farming, and how the farmers are undergoing different varieties of farming products, and dairy farming, about different breeds which are present in that dairy farming, and also the breeding process which is important for growth of different animals and their population increasing. So that dairy, in the dairy farming, the breeding is one of the important process to yield high amount of the milk. So that's why in the nowadays we are using the breeding is the more important topic in that lesson. And then coming to the poultry, in poultry different layers and broilers, how we are cultivating, and what are the diseases which are caused generally to the birds which are cultivating in our surroundings or in poultry conditions, in poultry industrial wise manner. Okay, these are all are we are already discussed in last topics. Okay, then coming to today we are going to discuss about pisciculture. What is the culture? Pisciculture. So pisciculture means this is nothing but the culturing of the fishes. So means it is also called as fisheries. So pisciculture, pisces means nothing but fishes. So different varieties of marine fishes and freshwater fishes are comes under the study called as pisces. So in the Pisces, we are studying about different varieties of fishes, and the culturing process is comes under pisciculture or fisheries or fish culture. So why we are discussing this pisciculture in this lesson means it is also one of the most important food resources to different varieties of animals. Means I already told to you, animals are not preparing their own food material, they depends on the other organisms. So that's why different varieties of organisms are also called as heterotrophs. So heterotrophs means they can't prepare their own food material. They depends on the other organisms for the food material process. So that's why nowadays some of the organisms are also depends on the fishes as a food material purpose. So there are some of the freshwater fishes are there. Some of them are marine water fishes, means they will be present in seas, oceans, and some other where salt water is there. In that areas also some of the fishes are growing. So that's why there are two different varieties of fishes are there. Some of the fishes which are growing in marine water or oceanic water, then the type of fishes are called fisheries are called as marine fisheries, and the culture is culturing of that type of fishes are called as mariculture. And second one is freshwater fishes. So the fishes which are the fishes which are growing in freshwater, then the type of fishes or fisheries are called as freshwater fisheries. So these two varieties of organisms, these two varieties of conditions are there. One is marine fisheries, and the second one is freshwater fisheries. Marine fisheries means the organism, the fishes which are growing under the marine water region or oceanic water. Some of the fishes are culturing and growing and maintaining of that particular fishes comes under this marine fishes. And second one is freshwater fishes. Means if you see the water like river water or or you take lake water or something well water, like different varieties of water sources, some of the fishes are growing. So that fishes growing, culturing and rearing of that variety of different fishes in freshwater are called as freshwater fisheries. Why we are growing these fishes artificially, means in our surroundings also. Why we are growing that pisciculture in areas also, means because the fishes are one of the food important food resource to different varieties of animals, food source to different varieties of animals, because the fishes are containing main important protein, and it is also containing vitamin A and D rich source. So the rich source containing vitamin A and D varieties are present, and it is also containing proteinaceous diet. It is mainly containing proteinaceous food, which is very important, for the body building or structure formation, which is present in our body. And also there are some other varieties of nutrients are also there, like polyunsaturated fatty acids are also present in this. Polyunsaturated fatty acids are also present in this environment. So vitamin A and D are the main sources of the fishes, and protein is also one of the important rich source in that organisms, and they are also containing polyunsaturated fishes. So that's why, because of the nutrient factors, we are growing, culturing and rearing the different varieties of the fishes. Then coming to the marine fisheries or mariculture. So in mariculture, we are growing different varieties of marine fishes which are present in ocean. So for example, if you see that tuna fish or sardine fish or mackerel or Bombay duck. These are the different varieties of the Bombay duck. These are the different varieties of the marine water fishes. So they will be particularly growing in the marine by using the marine water in different sources also. Means by maintaining the some canals or some lake areas, in that also we are growing this variety of different fishes, because these are also having the some of the medicinal importance for this for this also. And another one is freshwater fishes. So coming to the freshwater fishes, there are different varieties of freshwater fishes are there. Some of them are katla variety is there, and another one is Sirhinus mrigala is there. Sirhinus mrigala variety will be there, and Labio rohita will be there. Labio rohita will be there. These are the some of the different freshwater fishes which are very important for the food purpose also. Means for edible purpose also we are using this. In that the katla is one of the exotic fish. Means it is the one of the fish which is fastest growing in remaining all fishes. Means they take some time, but here the katla is one of the most important and economically also very useful, and also very fast growing fish, that is katla. And another some of the mariculture fishes which are used for edible purpose are hilsa fish. Hilsa means pulasa, hilsa variety. And also sardine fish, it is also one of the edible fish which is present in marine water only. And some of the catfishes. So these are all are some of the varieties of the fishes which are present in marine water, and they are also used as some edible sources. So these are the some of the fishes which are culturing artificially in artificial environment by maintaining some river water sources. In that we are growing that fishes. So in some area, in some conditions, we are going to oceanic environment, or we are going to sea areas, and we are catching that fishes, means capture fisheries. So some of the farmers which are living in nearer to the oceanic areas, they go with the help of some ships or some boats. They are capturing some fishes with the help of nets. So with the help of nets, they are capturing and they are selling in market. So like that also, some of the persons are also doing this fishery culture by catching fisheries. They are called as capturing fisheries. So these are the some varieties of the fisheries which are maintained by some of the human beings. Advantages of fisheries. So in this different advantages are there. One of the main important advantage is the fish is one of the highly nutrient rich containing food source. So they are having highly nutrient properties, and also very easily digestible food material which is present in the nature. And also some of the fresh marine water fishes containing shark liver oil. So, and the oil which is obtained from these organisms, from the shark liver oil, or some cod fish something liver oil. So these are all are used as some medicinal important. Shark liver oil, cod liver oil, these are the some of the natural sources of the vitamin A and D. They are mainly containing vitamin A and D vitamins, very high amount they will be present. Vitamin A and D vitamins are present, and also they are used in Ayurvedic treatment also. Ayurvedic treatment also they are using for treatment of treating the rheumatic arthritis disease. So for rheumatic arthritic disease also we are using this liver oils for massage purpose. And for example, if you going to Kerala something areas, they are going for massage and Ayurvedic physiotherapy. Ayurvedic physiotherapy, during that Ayurvedic physiotherapy, some of the during the rheumatic arthritic condition or osteoporosis condition, the persons are mainly give this shark liver oil and cod liver oil as the massage treatment. So it is also one of the Ayurvedic treatment. We are using these varieties of the fishes, and fish oil is also used for different varieties of manufacturings also. For example, if you take soap preparation, paints. For example, in for houses we are using some of the different paint. So that paint preparations also we are using this fish oil as the one of the ingredient in that purpose. And fish meal also is one of the rich source of protein and different varieties of the nutrient sources also. And some of the small fishes are also used for eating different food as a food source for poultry organisms, for growing different poultry organisms, and also for growing some cattle food purpose fishes which are also used as poultry for cattle field also. And also fish waste is also used for the some of the fertilizers, natural fertilizers, and also some of the adhesives for preparation of some of the adhesives also. So fish wastage of the fish is used as some natural fertilizer, and also some adhesives preparation also. And some shark is also containing some of the skin of the shark is also used in preparation of some of them leather items which are mainly used for some chappals, sandals, or some other leather items which are used in our houses. For that also we are using that shark skin, and also it is highly durable and very costly in nature, and also which is high price and easily available, means very highly rich source containing, which is highly durable variety, many years it is working like that only, and also very high cost price also it is containing. And there are different techniques are also used for this one also. So the coming to these advantages, in the advantages, one of the main food sources for the human beings, and shark liver oil, cod liver oil are containing A vitamin and D vitamin. They are also used in Ayurvedic treatment for rheumatic arthritis and osteoporosis treatment. And some of the oil, fishes oil, means different varieties of the fish oil are also used in preparation of soap, oil preparation, and some paint preparations also. And small fishes are also used to catch the big fishes in capturing fisheries, and also as the food material for poultry and in the cattle field mechanisms also. And the fish waste is also used as some biofertilizer and also used in adhesives preparation. So these are some of the advantages regarding the fisheries. Then the culturing, rearing, growing and maintaining of different varieties of the aquatic organisms like fishes, lobsters, oysters, prawns, crabs, like the different varieties of aquatic organisms which are culturing in artificial areas, that is comes under aquaculture, that is comes under comes under aquaculture. And rearing of only fish varieties and fish products and culturing of that organisms is comes under pisciculture. What is that culture? Pisciculture or fish culture. So there are two different cultures are there. Different varieties of aquatic organisms which are growing in a pond artificially by construction. Then the type of culturing is called as aquatic culture or aquaculture. And only the growing of different varieties of the fishes in the particular environment, then that is called as pisciculture. What is that culture? Pisciculture, or that is also called as fish culture. In techniques which are used in fisheries, means for maintaining the fisheries. So there are different steps which are involved in fisheries, means for growing of the fisheries, for growing of different varieties of fishes and aquatic organisms, there are different steps are also involved. For example, for seeding will be there, and nurseries we are maintaining, and after that hatching we are growing, and then for the growing different varieties of the organisms for different time periods, then they are going to the market. So the breeding, hatching and seeding mechanisms, there are different from organism to the organism. In our country there are different varieties of the catfishes, salmon fishes, and katla, and the Sirhinus mrigala, Rohita variety, and also some Hilsa variety. These are all are, and some of the carps, the silver carp, grey carp. These are also successfully hatching and growing in our country. Successfully we are growing in the country. There will be one of the organization which is present in the Bhubaneswar, that is called as Central Institute Institute of Fisheries, Central Institute of Marine Fisheries, which is located in Bhubaneswar, which is takes a significant role to grow the different varieties of the fishes in artificial environment or different oceanic environment also. So they are successfully grown different varieties of the fishes, like I already told to you, salmon fish variety or hilsa variety and some of the carp variety, katla. So like different varieties of the fishes are successfully growing and they are going to the marketing also. So and in that fisheries techniques there are different methods are there. So one of the main important step is breeding is very important. So because the fishes are keeping the eggs in the water only, so there the fertilization is also occurs in the inside in the water only. So that that type of fertilization is called as external fertilization. Means male fish lay eggs in the water, that is called as that is their male fish lay eggs, and also female fish also lay eggs. Female also lay eggs, that is called as spawn, and male fish lay milt. So male fish releases milt as a male sperms and female fish lay eggs as spawn. So this milt and spawn in the water only, they'll meet with each other and fertilize with each other, and new organisms and new eggs are producing during the breeding process. So during this breeding process, the new organisms are coming from male and female organisms. So the type of that fertilization is called as breeding. That type of fertilization is called as breeding. During this breeding process, the male releasing milt and female releasing spawn both are combined with each other, and we are maintaining the breeding of that organisms, and we are taking that already breed members into something nurseries. So in nurseries, small fishes are coming. Small fishes are coming from the eggs. So these eggs are up to that process, they are growing in hatcheries. From the hatcheries, whenever they are becoming small fishes, they are transferring into the small nurseries. In nurseries, up to some time period, they will be growing in nursery by taking some different varieties of the food materials. After growing to the some minimum size, then they are growing to the another growing ponds. So in that growing ponds, for a time wise manner, the organisms by giving the food material, they are growing with each other, and the already that growing organisms we are keeping and we are transferring them into the market. So like that way, by different varieties of the steps, means we are first collecting the male releasing milt and female organism releasing spawn. So they both are fertilized with each other and producing egg. So the egg produced are taken into the hatcheries. So that hatcheries containing eggs are transforming into the nurseries. In that nurseries, the eggs are becoming small fishes. So whenever we are taking the small fishes, then we are giving food material for that, and after some time period, we are transferring them into the the growing chambers. Means whatever the chambers are there, water ponds are there, for that we are transferring that organisms. So this total process comes under the breeding mechanism. So different fish breeding techniques and different varieties of nurseries and hatcheries we are using for growing different fishes growth. So these fishes we are taking and we are we are transferring them into the market by using different transporting processes. During the nurseries, hatching the fishes in the hatcheries, and also during the growing of the small varieties of the fishes into big fishes, air is one of the important means. The inward going air is very pure air, it is going, and the air is very important for the breathing process. Without air there is no respiration, then organism will die. So air breathing, inletting of the air into the plants is very important process. Otherwise there are also some breathing problems, respiratory disorders are also maintained by these fishes. So that's why feeding and air breathing process is also one of the main important steps whenever we are growing the ponds and hatcheries, nurseries, and growing of the fishes in pond areas also. And there are some of the diseases which are coming to these fishes whenever we are growing in fish ponds. There are mainly two different varieties of the diseases are coming. So one of the disease is called as pancreatic necrosis. In pancreatic necrosis, due to the disability of pancreas, means due to the non-working of the pancreas, there will be necrotic problem will be applicable. It is mainly caused by bacterial infection, and another one is called as viral infective hemorrhagic septicemia disease. So this hemorrhagic septicemia is mainly due to the clotting of the blood, and that blood will be coming outside as a septicemic disease. It is also mainly caused by the infection of viral problem. So there are some of the bacterial because of the maintaining defects, and there will be lot of wastage is coming from these fisheries. So up to time we are changing the water which is present in the pond areas. Without changing that water in the pond area, then there will be some of the bacterial diseases are coming, and also some viral problems are also, like pancreatic necrosis is one of the bacterial disorder, and another one is viral hemorrhagic septicemia. So these are some of the diseases which are mainly caused by organisms, fisheries. Apiculture means honeybee culture is called as apiculture. So means here we are maintaining the bee hives in particular areas, in artificial areas. Then in that we are growing different varieties of honeybees. So there are different varieties of the honeybees are there in our nature. Like Apis indica will be there. Apis indica. It is our Indian source. We are using this variety. And another important one is called as Apis mellifera. Apis mellifera. Italian bee. It is coming from the bee. And Apis dorsata is the rock bee. It is also Indian source, and some of the Apis florea is also there. So Apis florea is there. So these are the different varieties of the honey bees which are present in our localities. So in that we are growing different varieties of the areas, and in that there are some of the if you take the honey hive, so the where the organisms are growing and where the organisms are living, the area called as beehive. What is that area called? Beehive. Beehive means the smallest chambers which are present in a bee house. in the bee house there are very smallest houses are there. So there are some of the one queen bee will be there. One queen bee will be there. What is the working of the queen bee means only the laying eggs. So it lay eggs only. So for every time it keeps approximately 2000 eggs. How many eggs are laid by that eggs laid by queen bee? So 2000 eggs are laid by one queen bee. And there are some of the workers are there, and drones are also there. So workers means they are the female organisms. They are going to the outside and they are collecting honey or nectar from the different flowers which are present in the plants. So and that male organisms, drones are the male organisms which are the some keepers, means housekeepers which are present in the beehive. Means for the protection of the beehive, there are some of the organisms are there. They are called as drones. And some of the workers are there, the female organisms. These female organisms are collect the honey from the nectar containing flowers. And these honey, this nectar is coming going to the beehive, and that protection will be done by these male organisms. And wherever the bee, the queen bee is a male organism, it is approximately lays 2000 eggs per day. 2000 eggs per day. And during the working time, the beehives are filled with the nectar. So that process of flowing of honey in the beehive chambers is called as swarming. What is that process? Swarming. So that is called as honey flow present in beehive. So and there will be apiary process also there. So we are taking one artificial area in particular field. There it is the correct place for the beehive construction by the honey bees. And the collection and production of the nectar in that different places is comes under this apiary in location. Different varieties of the birds like crows and some different preys also we are protecting the honey bees during the culturing process. That artificially keeping honey bees we are produced, and artificially we are maintaining the honey bees in honey hives in a particular place. For example, if you take one bee hive, if frequently you are removing the honey from that bee hive, means the production of honey in the bee hive is somewhat lower when compared to the remaining beehives, because there will be time period is something less in between the collection of the bee honey. So that's why we are maintaining particular time period for the collection of honey from the beehives. Then only it gives good honey, and it is also containing rich source of food material, rich source of nutrient sources, and a high amount of the honey will be collected. Otherwise, whenever you are collecting the honey from the beehives in a lesser time period, then the losses and collection of a beehive means the production of the honey is something little bit somewhat less when compared to the remaining beehives. So that's why maintenance of the time period is also one of the important process. So there are some of the bacterial and bacterial infections are also arising during this apiculture. So for that arrival also we are maintaining some precautions for culturing, for maintaining the beehives and collection of the honey and nectars also. So this is about apiculture means honeybees culturing in honey hives is called as apiculture. In our total area, Apis indica, Apis mellifera, Apis dorsata, Apis florea. These are the different varieties of the organisms. Honeybees are there. So in that we are using commonly Apis dorsata is a rock bee. So it is collecting more amount of honey when compared to remaining one. And Apis mellifera is some Italian source it is collecting, and there will be queen bee is there. It only lay eggs approximately 2000 per day. Okay, so swarming process means collection of the honey from the different plants nectar. So that is comes under the honey flow swarming process. So this is about apiculture. Okay, thank you.